Hey, what's up, Jam? It's cool. I'm Jimmy, and welcome back to another video. Today, I am coming at you with another RPG reading. And in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my first ever game session. Like, I'm talking about like first session, like ever me role playing. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, you already talked about your first Deadlands session ever. What do you mean your first ever session? I didn't start playing Deadlands until like 2 months after I started actually gaming. And that was when I talked about Deadlands, it was me running my first ever session of Deadlands. That was my first session of Deadlands I ever ran. And I also wanted to say before we get into this video, a lot of you guys have been extremely supportive as of late, and I can't thank you guys enough. And there are also some of you who have pointed out that I have been using the same gameplay for a while now. And that's because I have not had time to actually I haven't had time to actually play any games between my job and then my personal life, because as you guys saw in the past, like my last two videos were vlogs, and that first one was the first of the two was over my grandma's house because I was helping her do some stuff, and then actually that was when I didn't have power, and that didn't help at all. And then the second video was when I was over my boy from the Damsels and Dingbats channel, Renafion. That was over his house when I was actually gaming Deadlands. And so a lot of you guys have pointed that out, and I know I'm sorry, and this will be the same gameplay, but just for this one last video, because right after that I am going to be recording some more video gameplay with commentary and all that, so you guys won't have to sit through my rambling for too much longer constantly. And I know you guys are going to get sick of it, considering the past, like, 5 videos have all been this stuff. Have just been, like, vlogs or whatever. But, yeah, the support you guys have been showing me is great. So, like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. Let's see if we can get to 200 subscribers before this year's over. So, if you haven't already, click like on this video. You probably haven't already, considering you just started. And I'm still rambling on, and I'm talking really fast because I want to get this intro over with, but I cannot stop talking. So, I'm going to stop talking now and get right into the video. Okay, so my first ever game session. I did try to record this once, and it didn't work out, so that's why I'm recording it again. But yeah, my first ever game session. It was interesting. Let's put it that way. And probably the biggest inside joke, the two biggest inside jokes in our game group came from this session, and keep in mind, like I said, this is my first ever game session, and this was 2nd edition. 2nd edition is broken. As Renavian pointed out in his video, if you guys haven't seen that yet, he made a video talking about his side of the story from how I started role-playing and that whole experience of my role-playing life. Link in the description below to that video. You can go check that out. He goes more into depth than what I did. For, me not showing up and whatnot. But later on after that, I went into more in-depth, but his video is a lot longer than mine is. So you guys can go check that out and listen to it in the background. If you're doing homework or some shit, he's really funny. So I would definitely go check him out. Like I said, link to the video in the description below. But yes, my first ever game session. It was, like I said, it was 2nd edition. And my character, I think you can hear my chair squeak. All right, no more distractions. My character was a half-orc fighter, because I don't think there were barbarians in 2nd edition. I'm not entirely sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But it was either a half-orc fighter or a half-orc barbarian if they existed. And first of all, my half-orc did not act like a half-orc. He did not act like his orc side at all. He acted more like his human side. And my orc he lived. He was pretty much the He was the embodiment of the opposite of an orc. He lived in seclusion, in a lighthouse, not too far, like a few miles out of the way, a few miles away from the main town. And every night he would go around the city and patrol for a few hours. Not even being part of the guard, he would just patrol, which is strange in itself, considering he's a half-orc and he's not smart enough to do that. And then, not too long after that, the entire group, at this point it was me, Magic Thunder, his mom, and Renavian was GM, like always. But he was also playing a player, because at the time, there was only 3 of us, and most parties have 4 players. And if those 4 players are, and since there wasn't 4 players, he had to play, I think it was either a paladin or a cleric, I can't remember which one. But I was the half-orc barbarian / fighter. Magic Thunder, he was, I think he was a mage or a wizard or something like that. He was some sort of magic user. His mom was a ranger, and then, of course, Renavian played like the healer. But, yeah, so we all met up in like a tavern or something like that. I can't remember exactly how we met up, but we were put in an adventure to go and investigate a cave. And this cave was supposedly a goblin hideout. But we didn't know that at the time. We were just told to go and clear out this cave, or investigate it or something like that. I can't remember the entire details, because remember, this was like 5 years ago. We were told to go to this cave and investigate it. And when we got into the cave, we soon realized that it was a goblin hideout. And within this hideout, we didn't really encounter too much in the beginning, but we went into this library, and so we went to the library, and Renavian said, "Okay, you guys enter a library, and there's no other way out except for the way you came in." So we're all looking for a way out, for a way around, and I believe it was Magic Thunder's mom who said that she was going to, that she told, or somebody told Magic Thunder that there might be some books in there for his character to study or whatnot, and that he should look around. And the biggest inside joke and it's not going to be an inside joke anymore, but the biggest inside joke for our group is when, at that exact moment, after she told him to look at the books, after the GM said that we were in a library, he goes, "What books?" Like, what do you mean, what books? We are in a library, and you're saying what books? I'm extremely confused at this point. We're all extremely confused at this point. And so, we all just started dying laughing. And at that point, it became the biggest inside joke in the group. That was until later on in that game. I think we fought like a few goblins or something like that. Yeah, we fought a few goblins. That's how we knew it was a goblin hideout. And we went into this area. There was like a wardrobe and some stuff. There was just a pile of dirty clothes. So my character's like, okay, I'm going to go and look in the pile of dirty clothes for anything, because, half-orc, and I was apparently the dumbest, smartest half-orc there was. So I looked in the clothes to see if there was like anything useful in there, and just snakes just pour out of it, and one of them bites me. Sorry, one of them bites me, and I'm quote unquote poisoned. Not the type of poison that does damage to you, but the type of poison that I guess have to make you go to the bathroom really, really badly. And so we went down this hallway, and Renavian says, "Okay, roll Constitution." I'm like, "Okay." So I roll it, and I fail a Constitution check that that told me whether or not I could hold in some poop, and I couldn't hold in the poop. So after that he goes, you feel like after a while your stomach starts to hurt a little bit and growl. Then out of nowhere you feel this urge to have to go to the bathroom really, really badly. And I say in character, you guys have to go to the bathroom pretty badly. And lo and behold, the next room that we searched into was a bathroom, I guess. And he's like, okay, open the door, and it looks like a bathroom. So I have my character run in there and quote unquote use the bathroom. He had me roll I believe it wasn't dexterity. I can't remember what it was. But he made me look around, and he made me have to look around, and I failed that check as well. And I guess this toilet was home to a family of spiders who proceeded to crawl all over my ass. And so out of nowhere, he says, your character comes screaming out of the bathroom covered in spiders. So my character's rolling around on the ground trying to get these spiders off of him, and the cleric or the paladin gets this spray to just use create water constantly on me to drown the spiders, I guess. And so they finally get the spiders off of me, and we continue to go through the dungeon. And it wasn't. Second edition is pretty much one big dungeon crawl. There's really not too much story to second edition. And so we went through this dungeon, and we started fighting a lot more things. And eventually we managed to complete the dungeon. Nothing too much of importance happened. Actually, not too much of importance happened during that entire session after all that funny stuff happened. And if there was, it wasn't too significant for me to remember, and if it was, I just completely forgot. So yeah, we completed the whole mission. We went back to town, got our reward, and after that, we pretty much ended the game session there. It was just pretty much one big dungeon crawl. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the first session. Like I said, not too much happened except for all that funny shit. But in the next RPG reading, I will be going over I will be talking about my friend Louis. Louis the Goblin. How we met was the funniest way ever. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Once again, I am sorry about not having any gaming videos posted for the past fucking month. Like I said, I've been really busy with work and personal life. But at least I'm getting content out to you guys. You guys seem to really like my vlogs and these rambling these RPG videos, and then some of my rambling videos that I did. You guys seem to be really enjoying these. So this is definitely going to be something that I do more often than I used to. So keep a lookout for this stuff. Keep a lookout for the next episode of this. And yeah, so once again, thank you guys so much for the support that you guys have been giving me recently. It's really meant a lot. Like I said, hopefully if we can get to 200 subscribers before the end of this year, that would be fucking amazing. Because Social Blade right now is picturing me at 333 subscribers by 2025. So let's prove Social Blade wrong, you guys. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is, as always, CoolMamJam. If you have not done it yet, please leave a like on the video. Also, post a comment about what you guys want to see me talk about next, what kind of modules, or what you guys want to hear me read in this. There will be new gameplay for the next video, I promise. There will be new gameplay for the next episode of this, because I will hopefully have a gaming video up after that, after this. So, Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is, as always, Cool Man Pajama, and I'll see you guys later. Stay cool, Jammers. See ya!